Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And today, the Forgotten Prime is doing a review slash rant. And I've been holding on to this for a little while because I was doing up my notes. I saw Captain Marvel. I was hoping against hope. One of my close personal friends went to see it, KO Frenzy, and he loved it. So I figured I'd give it a whirl and try to watch it for its entertainment purposes. And from the word go, comic book movies are no longer being made for comic book fans. Period. It's kind of funny. Being a comic book fan or comic book geek seems to be fun and happy and good. But yet, you guys are chasing us away, the originals, left and freaking right. And apparently, that's your goal. Bring it. We'll open up our own comic book shop, write our own comic books, and outdo you, outsell you in every fucking way. I am sick and tired of your fucking games. Yeah, I'm ranting already, before I even got to the review, because I'm pissed. This is wrong on so many levels. The review is for Captain Marvel. Warning, spoilers. If you haven't watched it, don't bother listening to this. Because I'm going to tear it apart, pull it back together, and tell you as I see it and as I've... nah. And on with the information that I've acquired. Miss Carol Danvers starts off having a nightmare. She goes and bugs him to wake him up, saying, "Oh, I had a nightmare. You want to fight?" And he's like, "Alright, let's fight." So they start sparring. He's trying to teach her to consider themselves equals. But she's not listening. She just continues just to give him this idiotic look on her face. Like she's like, "I don't have to listen to you because you're a guy. I will make my own rules." And while they're practicing, she automatically ignores... I know it may be a different franchise, but I don't care. With great power comes great responsibility, and right off the bat, she misused it. She allowed her superpower to blast him because of the fact that she was losing. That's a bully. Strike one. And then we find out more about the so-called Kree Skrull War. It a little messy from the look of it. We're afraid of the Skrulls because of the fact that they can mimic anybody, and our job is to squash them out of existence. Or anybody who doesn't follow our rules. That sounds like a dictatorship to me. But the Skrulls were no different from the originals. This is the Kree. the Kree had Ronan the Accuser, bad guy, from Guardians of the Galaxy, which, guess what? This is a waste of a good character, in my opinion, in such a waste of a film. I'm gonna just be honest with this. I am very disappointed in this film in every aspect there is possible. The Kree were extremely militaristic. They followed that ugly critter right there. That's what Annette Bening's other alter ego is supposed to look like. For the Supreme Intelligence. Failure again. You used tons of freaking CGI throughout this entire film, and you couldn't even get the Supreme Intelligence done right? Cripe. They did a better job on Dormammu for Doctor Strange than it did with this film. It's got so many, it's got quite a few plot holes, and I'll point those out as I go. And then there's the Skrulls, the shape-shifting aliens that can look like anybody, and then there are a few that are known as Super Skrulls, have always been a bane, or not bane, a thorn. Yeah, the best. The thorn in both the Avengers and the Fantastic Four's sides. Period. The two teams had teamed up many, many times in the comic book franchise, which I myself wasn't really big in the Fantastic Four. I was more in the X-Men, Spider-Man, and the spin-offs of the two franchises. When I got tired of the same old, I went from Marvel to Image Comics and started reading their titles, Spawn, varying other franchises. But I did every once in a while take a look at what was going on in the Marvel franchises. And they weren't necessarily going downhill or getting uglier. They just started at that time the Ultimate Timeline, and I was actually enjoying that. I'm like, cool. I didn't mind the fact that they color swapped Nick Fury. At first, I was thinking, uh-oh, not a good idea. But then, after seeing the character, seeing the personality that I got to see from him, I'm thinking, this actually works. Now, as long as they keep his eye getting damaged in World War II, I'm even more for it. But then when I saw this film, that's for a later section. If a flashback comes across while they're fighting, and it's of her being talked down to by all the male adults, and I mean all the male adults, and that includes her dad. Like, the way he yelled at her was like he didn't know she was out there, but yet he knew she was there. And the way they scripted this film just basically screams white man, any man bad, woman good. No, that's not a way a good telling of story. That'll just piss someone off. And then no military bullying her. You're not strong enough. You're not strong enough. No. In the military, they are a very close-knit, very, how shall I say it? They're like a family. You don't fuck with them. None of them. They will work with their own, whether you're female, male, or otherwise. Sure, there was some hazing, but that's to be expected. That goes for everything. And I mean everything. Schooling, otherwise. I was bullied all of my fucking life in my youth because of the fact that I was the geek. Always carrying a comic book or a book or a paper to write something down in. And yet now, my hobby has become the new norm. And I am the one to be chased out. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't care if I have the original stuff from Stan Lee. You guys don't have, in my opinion, the right to change shit just because you can now. No. Stop it. Right here. This is my point to you. You're digging your own grave. And then this stupid joke. Did you know why they call it the cockpit? We don't measure our penis. Jesus. Cockpit, not cock. Cot. I mean it. Come on. And then we see, or information about two characters that we know nothing about. Dr. Wendy Lawson and Miria Rambeau. Who the fuck are they? Continue. Light speed engine. Okay, freeze right here. Light speed engine. How in the hell are these two species supposed to be at war and able to get around the galaxy without a engine that can get them from planet to planet at a decent pace and time? Oh, I guess we don't know what we're doing. Yeah, you don't. Even the Milano has a engine that allows them to get from one planet to another in relatively fast-paced time. They don't need to have some backward planet to have a engine made. I'm like, what? Come on. She falling through the air and slams into the video place. And she's looking around. She knows she's not being attacked, or she would have realized it from the get-go that there was somebody there. So she sees the largest cutout and blows its head completely off. And it is of Arnie from True Lies. That's bad karma right there, in my opinion. Because the more you call us men bad, and the more you target us, the more you're going to turn us away. The irony after this point, she walks up to a security agent or officer, talks to the guy, and he's looking at her exactly the way I feel for this film. I mean, literally. I am confused at the way you're telling the story. And then Nick, enter Nick. He knocks on the glass and says, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Rewind. Iron Man, number 1. Film 1. Coulson had often told everybody, and this is the beginning of the damn franchise, they would call themselves Strategic Homeland Strategic and blah, 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 blah. They would call themselves the fullest. And they didn't start changing to basically say just call a shield until after the end of that film. And I mean the very end of that film. And yet here on Captain Marvel, it's already seems to be a norm. I'm yet again. There's a big plot hole right there. He tries to talk to her. Big chase happens. Blah 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 blah. She kicks two people's, well, it's like technically two people's butts. An old lady and a homely guy. Are you guys thinking of targeting old people and guys just because we're guys? Yeah, 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 exactly. You don't like old women because of the fact that they are exactly what you're going to be in 50 fucking years. I can't wait. Because in 50 fucking years, if I'm 100, I'm going to say, without my teeth in my mouth, I'm going to say, hi, bitches. The guy wasn't mean, wasn't being sarcastic. He wasn't being even an asshole the way he said it. He's like, hey, neat outfit. Smile once in a while. I do that. I've got people telling me to do the same thing from time to time when I'm off in my own little world. My emotions have a habit of showing on my face from time to time when my mind is off in its own little area. And then even sometimes when I'm not even thinking, my face goes into like a relaxed state, and it makes me kind of look like I'm mean. And people have often said that. So, I've ran into that with a few occasions with some women who have the same issue. And they're not mean about it. They don't look at me like if I'm a misogynist or a pig or anything, because I've actually talked to these people and they are cool, very heart felt people. I love my town. I love a lot of my people in my town, but a lot of them are ignorant, arrogant, self-obsessed little shits who don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. Those are the ones I usually stay away from. And it seems that Brie Larson follows along that line, the way she pushes her stories. This story is exact example of rich bully versus poor nobodies. She gives him that looks. She looks at the bike. She's like, okay. She looks at some clothes on one of the dummies. She steals the clothes and the bike just because the guy said smile. Are you telling kids it's okay, or especially girls, it's okay to steal their stuff because they're trying to be nice? They're trying to break the ice, trying to be exactly what the fuck we are, human. And then there's the outfit. It's so fucking reminiscent of the Terminator. It isn't silly. You have no imagination at all. Earlier in the film, uh, Nick Fury ends up with a close encounter of a shape-shifting kind, where his partner, uh, Agent Coulson, is being prized by one of the shape-shifting scrolls. And inside the autopsy room, there is a scene in there, in my opinion, that's not needed. Nick looking to measure the critter's cock. We don't do that. Men do not fucking do that. I don't get your thought. I don't get the scripting. Whoever came up with this script, you need to go back to school for screenwriting right now. You don't belong behind a film. Period. None of you. We don't need that. We get to a bar that she gets to remember some of her past and her memories. She's confused at what the fuck is going on, but yeah, to a certain, I would be too. But the way she portrays it doesn't seem confused. She's just like, I'm bored doing this already. I don't want to do this anymore. And then when Nick pops up, she brightens up. I was thinking of leaving this for the end, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it now. Every time, in any scene, if Samuel's in it, she works her ass off. She shows her skills as a emotional actress. But whenever he's gone and there's someone else in the area, she turns back to her bored brick self. I mean, literally. During this scene where... No, I'll wait till the end on that. Nick's asking her how to prove that she's not a Skrull. She goes and blasts the jukebox. Misuse of power again. I don't get it. And then her shirt is a 9-inch 9-inch nails knockoff. I didn't even have to. I found that out yesterday when I watched one of the videos that Mecha Random had made about that. I didn't want to believe it. I figured I'd watch the film and try it out and see if it was true or not. And above and behold, it's true. They can't even get legit 9-inch nail shirts. Probably because they don't have the copyright. And then here's... she basically slammed the door on Nick when he said warrior heroes, and she's like, no, it's noble warrior heroes. And Kree heroes. Iron Nick laugh. Yeah. Further on in the story, they get to a government installation trying to find out where Dr. Wendy Lawson is. So they lock them up in a room and they leave them there. And she's got her plasma powers. You'd think that she'd get bored and blast the door. So instead, she just sits there and watches Nick. And he does a MacGyver and uses a piece of tape to pull off the fingerprint of the security guy off of his ID, and then uses it on the pad. And then later, she blasts a door just because she can do it. She basically said, I didn't want to steal your thunder. Smack to the man again. And then a little bit prior to that, enter Goose the cat. Or shall I say Chewy in the comic books. Flurkin, alien cat. I wouldn't mind having him. However, or her, it, yeah, it, because it's both male and female technically. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, gets some more memory information. The ship crashes and she's pulling out Dr. Lawson out of the back of the ship and she's bleeding blue blood. This is the military we're talking about. The government. During Captain America time, they were big and major and knowing about people's blood type and needing to know it all the fucking time. They checked it for drugs and everything every single month. And yet you're trying to hornswoggle me to say that a alien was able to get a job in the military with blue blood. Yeah. No. And then telling me that she's Marvel, gender swap, it's been done before. I'll let it go. Annette Bening, she did an okay job for her character. I'm not going to give her any flack. And then now, much further in the story, Rambo was found by Carol. They figure out what their plan is. They need to get to the ship. Dr. Larson's flying lab. Hello, advanced technology. Why is it not being used? That thing is a ship. It should have interstellar travel capabilities. And yet, you are trying to build an engine on a backwater planet that has technology that's a gazillion times less than your own technology. Itch. I feel like the monkey trying to figure out, do I pick up the stone and start stumping it on somebody's skull? Daughter telling her mom it's okay to go on a suicide mission. Sure, she survives, but what if? She says, it's the coolest mission. You're a coward. If that was my daughter telling me to pack up sticks and go on a mission that could kill me just because it's cool, that's a child mind right there. Big time. And you left it in the script. And then she's like, you're trying to give me show me an example? Hello? The person who stays out of a fight lives to fight another day. Jesus. We get to the ship, and guess what? Guess what gave Carol her powers? The Tesseract. Temporal powers, technically. Tesseract-like powers. Here's my question. How did the doctor get clearance to take it out of S.H.I.E.L.D. / government control? Let's see. Howard and Peggy Brandt both wrote papers, big, long columns of saying that this cube is dangerous, to keep it locked up, to keep it away from other bad people's hands, especially those who were following Hydra. Even though that they said that Hydra was vanished after Captain Marvel stomped their asses into the ground, no, they were still alive even during the Avengers Day. They actually took over the bloody shield. So, hello? Knock, knock. Hello? McFly? Anybody in there? I feel like I'm knocking on a hollow door and nobody's there to listen. But yet, I know there's somebody who's listening. At least I hope. Later on in this story, bad guys kick their, knock everybody on their ass. Brie Larson loses. Well, Carol Danvers loses. So they put her into that goo again for the so-called Supreme Intelligence. And they have a sort of feminine pissing match in the imaginary world. And she takes off the device in the imaginary world and that thus overrides the device in the real world. Mary Sue much? And then in that pissing contest, you get to see her from kidhood all the way up to adulthood, of her standing up just like Captain Marvel in the Avengers films, like, I can keep on doing this. I can keep on doing this. I can keep it on doing this. I can keep on doing this. I can keep it 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 doing this. I can keep it doing this. I can keep it doing this. I can keep it. That's her. Except for she's the Energizer fucking Bunny version. No. I'm sick of the woman badass, man bad shit throughout this fucking film. They're trying to make her Captain America. Binary mode, version 1. Hello! And then Cat goes Groot. Running out of ideas, Disney? Yeah. You guys can't come up with a decent story without fucking it up even further. And then they add the... I really hate the soundtrack to this film. I mean it. I hate the soundtrack to this film. I'm Just a Girl kicks in at this point, and she starts to fuck up everybody. And she's like, I got nobody to get in my way. I got nobody to get in my way. I got nobody to get in my way. I so fucking hate this. And then the Kree fleet shows up. Binary mode OP2. She's the bully. She crushes a whole bunch of ships. Slam, bang, 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 boom, boom, bomb, bomb. the way she flew through the air, blowing up ship after ship after ship, she was basically acting like Supergirl with no breaks whatsoever. She's like, ah! She basically floats right in front of what's his name's ship and punches her fists together like, bring it. And he's like, we'll come back later. We need to come back for the Tesseract anyway. It's too early for this. Hello? Yet again, you knew what it was. You already knew it was the Tesseract. You knew it was already on Earth. And yet, you wanted a stone for yourself. So you waited until to get your hands on the stone in Guardians of the Galaxy. You just basically said, okay, I don't care about that one. I'll get the other one. Hello? If you actually got that one, I think you would have been a more powerful badass, Ronan. If you actually taken that one from them, the Tesseract, I swear, if you actually taken the Tesseract, you could have teleported her somewhere else. Far, far, far away, and then blasted the planet and wiped us all out. But no, no. They decided to continue to follow the narrative, woman badass, man bad. And they continued it. No, I mean it. They continued it. They continued this. She disables Yanrog's vessel during the air battle, during the escape of the big ship, the bad guy's ship. And she goes back down there, and he's like, he activates his tools, and he's about to think, okay, we're going to fight again. Okay, here, I want to fight you a mano a mano again. And yet, she looks at him like, I don't need to prove nothing to you. I'm better than you in every fucking way. And then he's like, say what? Come on. We're human. We're equal. And then she goes and uses her powers again. With great power comes great responsibility. Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel. You're not Ms. Marvel, I know that. You are not Carol Danvers. This is not Carol Danvers. I swear. And then back to the ship. Nick Fury is holding the cat, and he's playing with the cat, talking to the cat, being all cool and everything. The cat scratches his eye out. Literally. The information that I've gathered from the internet regarding the Flarkin, their claw marks are poisonous. But yet, I don't see how that's possible. Let's find out. Flarkin are alien creatures resembling cats. Captain Marvel's pet cat, Chewie, was a Flarkin, but she was unaware of that fact. She came to learn this years after having Chewie in a space adventure during Chewie laid eggs. Oh, she's so cute. Yeah. Let's see. I don't see anything about poisonous claws. Why it caused Nick Fury's eye to get so icky and inflamed and get that bad to where he loses his eye. Yes, he loses his eye to a cat. Not the right way. Not the right way. Not the right way. And I didn't save it. Oh well. And then in Captain America, one of the other Avengers films, he said he lost his eye because he trusted someone. It looks like claw marks, yes, but what I was hoping was for Wolverine to gouge his freaking eye out like they did in the Ultimate Timeline. During World War II, Wolverine was a guided living missile used by the government, not just the U.S., but also by the Canadian military. During the World War II, they decided to send him out and have at it. He went out and slaughtered a lot of them. When they needed him to calm down, they sent Nick. Nick got the blunt of it, lost his left eye, but made a best friend in the end. Wolverine and Nick actually understood each other in the ultimate timeline. And this timeline, I'm afraid for the future. It's like, I have a feeling that we won't be having a good Wolverine. We're going to have a gender neutral Wolverine soon. And I'm done with this. I am done with your games, Disney. Stop changing our shit just because you want to get more people to buy your fucking tickets. I'm a fan of the franchise. Deal with it. It's like you guys have gone out of your way to take the mystique out of the coolest characters and then give the has-beens that have never gotten a good comic book, save that of the true Captain Marvel, which is, I'm not going to say Shazam. No. I'm going to say Monica Rambeau. The black chick, yes. So, fuck you. Later on in the film, she finally hands him back the pager device that he was messing with earlier in the film, to make it look more like the one that you got to see in the end of the last Avengers film. And when I saw that, I wanted to scream. And then she just basically saying, I'm better than you, so you better not use it unless it's a fucking emergency. Lol, LOL, fucking. I'm not gonna fucking laugh for that. She knows she's OP. Supergirl parody, big time. Even in the film, she flies off from the place after giving him that. She flies up to the ship without her helmet on or activated. She's in binary mode, so thus, I guess, gives her the ability to breathe in space. End of the film. Nick Fury's typing away on the computer, and he's looking at pictures, and he sees a picture of Carol sitting on her jet, and on the jet it says, Captain Carol Avenger Danvers. He changes his name that he had on the computer from Protector to Avengers Initiative. You're trying to say that she was the first Avenger? Fuck you! She's not the first Avenger. She's nothing. And she will always be nothing. Because the fact that she... 4 fucking pages of nonsense. The cat ate the Tesseract. They're trying to hide it, and then he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. And the cat eats it. And the cat is now technically being babied and taken care of and spoiled by Nick. The cat pukes it up on his desk, thus allowing the so-called canon to still exist timeline, where the Tesseract's still in the Shield's custody. Yet again, how in the hell did a nobody with blue blood get their fucking hands on it? Period. And then after end credits. She sees her biggest flaw is her femininity. Or weakness, I mean. She thinks her biggest weakness is her femininity. I see it the other way around. When I watch a film, or look for a film, I look for a film that I know for a fact that the woman is both feminine and strong. Ellen Ripley. That's the only one I can think of right now, because I'm at a loss. Captain Marvel is a disaster. I am ill-impressed. A mediocre film got a lot of fucking money and people are lapping it up. But they are going to get smart, and when they see that if this is all that we're going to get from here on out from you, Disney, you won't be gaining any money from me or my family. Anybody, because I will see to it that they boycott you. And that's about a good 300 people in my fucking family, if not more. I will beg them to not buy your products brand new. I will beg them to buy secondhand stuff from here on out. Because the fact that you don't care about the true fans. You don't care about anybody except for the bottom line, and that's to make more money. Greed doesn't revolve the fucking world. I'm angry. I am so fucking angry. That I'm not going to waste my time anymore on this film or Captain Marvel anymore. I'm washing my hands of it. This will be my last Captain Marvel film or video. I will probably rant about other stuff that Disney does, but I'm realizing that this isn't going to help my channel any. Because the fact that Disney is instrumental in preventing honest critique from people who grew up on the old stuff, who were expecting something better and got shed on because of the fact that they have a different gender. When you put in gender politics into a story, you end up with people like me. You wind up with other fans who grew up on the comic books, male, female, or otherwise. They're going to call you out and they're going to tell you the same thing I'm saying. Enough. I am highly disappointed in you, Disney. You have become the new dictator. You've been buying up companies left and right. Now you got Fox under your title. I fear the future. I do. I'm not going to even give you guys my catchphrase because you don't deserve it. But I am going to say this. With great responsibility. No, what was that? I forget. Oh my god, I forgot the saying. With great power comes great responsibility, and you guys have fucked it up. There we go. Goodbye.